Welcome to the Expert in You podcast, the show for professional entrepreneurs, experts, authors, speakers, coaches, and consultants who are ready to elevate their business, expand their influence, and boost their bank accounts. Join us as we dive deep with industry-leading experts who share their top strategies, invaluable insights, practical tips, and personal experiences to help you achieve extraordinary growth and success. Whether you're looking to sharpen your skills, stay ahead of the curve, or find that competitive edge, this podcast is your ultimate resource for unlocking your full potential. So tune in, get inspired, grab your coffee, and let's unlock the expert in you. Coach, consultant, professional entrepreneur who really wants to grow a more premium business. You want to get into those 50K, 100K plus months, maybe even days in your business. I want to show you a different approach to your business, to building it, marketing, selling, so that you can grow a really high-end business that is simple. And when I say simple, so many of the people out there teaching businesses to grow to that $1 million and beyond, build those 50K, 100K plus months, are teaching business models that are very complex. There's a lot of complexity. And so I want to show you how to leverage your expertise and build a very different way. And when you do this, you're going to get paid more per client. You don't need as many clients to hit that $1 million, and you're going to see how you can put in rinse and repeat systems without all of the volume that everyone is telling you you need. I'm going to break it all down for you. Now, just to be clear, I am not promising that you're going to make $50,000 to $100,000 or even more, or have those 100K paydays, but I am going to show you the gaps that I have identified over years and have even worked with a lot of mentors and paid a lot of money to close those gaps so that I could create the system that I now use in my business and help my clients use as well. I remember when I had my first $150,000 month. That's been so long ago, but there were still some gaps and some things that didn't put all that money in the bank. So I'm going to talk about these things as well. I'm not talking about just building 50K and 100K plus months by closing enough clients. I'm talking about cash in the bank. So you're going to see that this is a very different model. So I'm excited to share this with you. Okay, I want to start by just making sure that you have the fundamental pieces in place to be able to bring in high caliber premium clients. And so what am I talking about when I'm talking about high caliber premium? I'm typically talking about offers that are $25,000 and up, okay? So for a lot of my clients, they're putting in $25,000 offers, $50,000, $100,000 plus offers. All right. And the reason I love these premium offers is because, again, if you think about it, 10 clients at $100,000, you've got $1 million business, right? Or 20 clients at $50,000, you've got $1 million business. Or 40 $25,000 clients, you've got $1 million business. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about simplicity. But you're also going to see some other ways I'm going to show you how to simplify and even scale this without doing the traditional revenue streams that a lot of people are teaching, like creating little courses and membership sites. I'm going to show you some different things you can do. Okay, so first you want to make sure you have premium offers and that you have to be good at what you do, right? But structuring these offers, this is a top-down approach. So what I teach is you start high, like maybe this is your one-to-one up here, and maybe it's $100,000, but then you've got a one-to-many, or maybe you've just got a downsell of a one-to-one offer. So this could be either or, and maybe that offer is $50,000. And then maybe you've got a $25,000 offer, or this could be $10,000 or $15,000. And that is, again, can be a one-to-one offer. It doesn't matter because these numbers are all high enough that you will be able to work with the amount of clients in most cases to get to those premium levels that we're talking about. So this is a top-down approach. You start high, you get positioned for those premium clients, those high caliber clients see you, they know that you're for them because of everything that you've got out there. And they're like, this is the person I need to work with. Okay, so there is some strategy that goes behind that. You have to make sure you're positioned for these high caliber clients online. Positioning is the outside perception people have of you and your business and what you do. So you've got to make sure that they're seeing you as the go-to person that is going to be charging high fees and that you're worth that amount of money. So that's all in your marketing and your influence system. That's your positioning online. So that's a piece of this. And you've got to make sure all of this is in place. Now, one of the reasons why I love this, so I just recently was helping a client do this, and she came to one of my workshops and she said, I want to create $100,000 offer. Now, she's already great at what she does. And so we started creating the offer, but then we had to actually get her positioned online for those clients to attract them. And then, of course, we had to put the marketing system in place. And here's what happened. She started attracting people right away, fairly quick, actually, that were interested in her premium offer. But here's what happened. Some of the people that came to her were not in the position when they were like, it was sticker shock. And this is the thing, everyone should not be your client, all right? Just the people that can afford it. But here's what happened. She was able to downsell them into 25K offers. She sold a couple of those actually within like a 3-day period. Again, not making promises or income claims. I'm just telling you what happened with one of my clients, all right? She's excellent at what she does, but she downsold them into a $25,000 offer. And this was 3 times more than she had ever made per client. So this is the power of a top-down approach, a high caliber model working with high caliber clients. So this is the model that I teach people. So we start high and then we put in different levels of offers to back build to those lower sales. But lower sales are still high, like your floor, I call it your floor. All right. We want to raise the floor. Your floor might be a 10K offer. That might be your minimum, or it might be $2,500 an hour. Not that I ever would tell you to sell by an hour, but if you had a client that just maybe wanted you to do one thing, you could sell by the hour, right? So this is what I'm talking about. We want to raise the floor on a high caliber model, on a premium model. It's making sense? All right. I guess my book would be my floor. I send people to my book, right? But that's passive. So you want to make sure that you've got different levels and different layers. So this is the foundation that I'm talking about. So first of all, if you don't have this in place, we need to talk and get this in place first, right? Because everything else is going to hinge on having the foundational revenue model that you need to bring in high caliber clients. Now, here's the other thing. I definitely recommend that you specialize to simplify this, because when you specialize, you'll be able to get more premium fees. You'll be able to dial in your marketing much simpler, and you'll be able to create systems that will work easier by specializing. It also will build influence and credibility in the marketplace, and you'll be seen as the specialist for what it is you do. So here's a good example of how this could actually work. I'm a business coach, and of course, I said I work with coaches, consultants, professional entrepreneurs, but I work with them who want to build a high-end, high caliber business, right? A premium model, just like I'm going to show you here, that really sets me apart in the industry. My system, my strategies, my expertise is completely different from what other people are out there teaching. A lot of people are out there teaching high ticket, and they have, one way that they're teaching people to sell high ticket, but that might be $2,000 or $5,000 per client. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about really premium here. This is different from, again, it sets me apart in the industry. But so I specialize, but here's another way that you can think about this. Let's say that you're a consultant and you build websites, and this person over here builds websites for chiropractors. Well, if both of you were in front of a chiropractor and this chiropractor needed a website, who would they be more likely to buy from? They would buy from the person that says they build websites for chiropractors. Why? Because there's this instant credibility that that person is better, that they know what they're doing. Oh, well, if they build chiropractor websites, then they must be a specialist. They already know what chiropractors need, right? And they already know sort of the nuances and the details of what's going to make that website better. And so they're instantly going to think that that website's going to be better because that person's specialized. Now, again, this is just one example, but I'm telling you that when you do this, it is so much more powerful. Also, it will allow you to be able to do things to build your influence and build up your marketing systems, like write a book around your expertise and be seen everywhere as the expert for that thing, what you want to be known for. So I highly recommend that you specialize. Again, if you don't have these fundamentals in place, you can book a call with me and we can look at getting these in place. Now, you do need to be great at what you do. Okay. I'm just going to say that this isn't about building out something and then you can't deliver. You have to be excellent at what you do. We build this out to be able to get clients a particular result or an outcome. And so there is some strategy definitely that goes behind this, but there's also expertise that goes behind this. All right. So we also figure out who those clients are going to be for you as well. So if you don't have this piece in place, let's talk. All right, but let's keep going because that's not really what I'm teaching here today. I'm just showing you the top-down approach, the foundation of where you want to start. Now, your next piece is you have to get positioned for this specific model so that you look like the expert that you are and you can demand the premium fees. All right. Now, here's the next thing that happens with businesses when they are trying to get these high-end clients. I work with a lot of business coaches and they are charging things like maybe $25,000 or $24,000 a year or $30,000 a year. But I want to show you again some gaps that are keeping them stuck. And there's a couple of them. So the first one is, let's say you're charging, I'm just going to use some really simple numbers here. You're probably charging more than this, but let's just say you're charging $24,000 and you're taking $2,000 a month per client times 12 months. Okay, you've got a $24,000 business. Now, here's the problem with this. If you want to get into $50,000 months, you've got to sign up 25 clients and be working with 25 clients every single month at $2,000. All right. So this is going to be a bit of a grind. And remember, I said I'm all about simplicity, not complexity. Okay. But that's to get to 50,000. If you want to get to 100,000, you've got to have 50 clients at this amount. So now you can already see that you're not going to be scalable with one-to-one offers, right? You're going to have a different system in place to be able to work with 50 clients if that's what you want to do. All right. But here's the other thing that I want to tell you. What if every time you brought in a new client at $25,000, whoops, okay, let's say you've got a $25,000 offer, and every time you bring in a new client, you get paid in full. Okay, paid in full. So quit being the bank. And there's a lot of ways you can do this. You can offer incentives for people to pay you in full. You can put in third-party funding. These are the things that I do in my business and teach my clients to do, so that the funding company pays you in full and then the client pays that person back. By the way, you'll close a lot more sales at higher fees if you have something like that in place. So again, something I help my clients do. And I didn't always have that. And I want to tell you, when I did that, it was a game changer. It was a game changer for me. It was a game changer for my clients. The one I was just telling you about that closed the two $25,000 clients in 3 days, all that money went to her bank account. That was $50,000 in the bank for her because she funded those clients. She used a third-party funding company that we set her up with to fund those clients. So it's a game changer. The reason for that is it gives you cash flow. You'll have cash flow to grow your business and put it on steroids, ramp it up to be able to do the things I'm going to talk about next. Okay. So if you are getting paid in fulls, let's say you're bringing in $50,000 clients and you're getting paid in fulls, you only need one a month, right? To have a $50,000 month. If you're getting $25,000 clients, you only need 4 a month to have a $100,000 month. So you can see how different, hope you can see that, how different this model is and how much faster you can have that growth. And again, you're funding them. You're not the bank. That's the difference here. All right. So I hope this is all making sense to you. All right. So what do you do after this, right? So this is one of the gaps that people need to close in their business. But now you've got to have scalability as well, right? And so scalability means you have to be able to work with these clients. So this is where you now want to maybe put in a one-to-many offer. So that is one way you can do it. But let's say you just want to get one-to-one clients. You want to get those $50,000, $25,000 one-to-one clients. Then you need ways to be able to consistently bring them into your ecosystem. So there are multiple strategies that I teach my clients. But one thing that I want to show you today is what I like to call VIP virtual events. Now, you need a way to convert clients. Part of the reason why coaches and consultants stay stuck is because they don't have any kind of conversion opportunities. So it might just be book a call, book a call, book a call. That's great, but what if you could bring in more people at a time? So you need conversion systems, not just marketing systems. You've got to pull in leads, right? And then you've got to turn those into calls or opportunities, and then you're going to close sales. Well, conversion systems are, and marketing, I'm going to put marketing in here too because they work together. This becomes a numbers opportunity, a numbers game, so to speak. This is math. So I'm going to show you the math so you can see how this can work in your business. All right. Now, I love VIP virtual events. This is one of my conversion systems, but I also have a podcast, a high impact podcast strategy that I teach people. So here's the cool thing. You can implement multiple systems when you get one going. Now you can layer on, and this you can do what I call stacking, marketing stacking. And this is where it becomes super powerful. And then you don't ever really have to worry about where your next client's going to come from because you have multiple ways you're bringing in clients. But to get started, you need a powerful way. So I love conversion events, VIP virtual events. So I'm almost always driving people to one of two things. With all my marketing, with all my content, with everything I do, I am driving them to a call with me, or I'm driving them to an event of some kind, a workshop, some sort of an event that I'm doing. And I'll show you why in a minute. When you are trying to drive people to a lead magnet, nothing wrong with that. You can do it, right? But I love to drive people to my content to nurture them. So they're already in my ecosystem, and I can generate new leads like that too. But I love to drive them to my content to just nurture them even more. But normally my real calls to action are book a call or come to my workshop, come to my VIP event. Those are my two main ways that I get clients and bring clients in. But I do also get clients from my podcast. I get clients from guesting on podcasts. I get clients from speaking. I get clients from speaking to other people's audiences. So these are all ways that I teach. And here's the thing, I customize this approach with my clients. What is going to work for them and what do we need to implement for them? So, but you do need a way to convert people. All right. And then it becomes sort of a numbers game. So let me walk you through this. Hi, friend. I have an exciting announcement. I hope you're enjoying this episode of Expert in You podcast, but I have to ask you, have you checked out the latest issue of Expert in You magazine yet? It's jam-packed with rich content, powerful strategies, inspiring stories, and so much more to help you elevate your business and personal growth. Don't miss out. Go grab your digital copy now and join our community of experts making a difference every day. Go to expertinyoumagazine.com and check out your digital copy today. Transform your expertise into success with Expert in You magazine. It's not just a publication, it is a movement. LinkedIn is one of my favorite places. And even being on LinkedIn, I will move people sometimes to Facebook. I just fired up my Facebook group again. It actually was kind of dormant for a couple of years, and now I'm firing it back up because I want to be able to curate more people from LinkedIn. So if they're on Facebook, I can move them into Facebook and keep in front of them a little bit easier in most cases. But let's just say you want to be able to get to 25K clients a month. And I'm just, again, keeping the number super small, okay, a month to hit those 50K months. All right, well, how many leads do you need to be able to do this? So On LinkedIn, for example, you can bring 100 people a week. You can reach out and invite 100 people a week to come into your network. Or about 400 people a month. If it's a little bit longer month, it can be a little bit more, but 400 to 500 people a month is what you can get on LinkedIn, where you actually go out. Now, once they're in your network, you can talk to them and message them all you want. You do need the premium LinkedIn system. I just want to say that you need Navigator or the premium system. It's going to give you a lot more opportunities on LinkedIn. I'm not going to do a LinkedIn training today. I just wanted to share that. Okay, because maybe you've tried that and you're like, yeah, I get, stopped, right? It's because you're not paying for the premium system, which is well worth its weight in gold. All right, so let's say you want to get 25K clients a month, all right? Or you want 50K months. Let's say you're running one event every single month. And every time you run an event, you're making 50K to 100K every time you run an event. All right. Now, in the course of a year, if you're running one event a month, all right, and this is your closing, and it will take you maybe some time to get this dialed in, but once you do, it will be rinse and repeat, right? So you're running one event a month. This is a $600,000 to $1.2 million business. All right. Just running one event a month. And this is why conversion events are so powerful. Now, you don't run the same thing over and over again because you want to pull different people in, right? So your events are going to be maybe a piece of what you do to bring in the right audience. But running one a month, and you can have this kind of a business. Now, remember, I said you're taking cash paid in fulls, right? So now this becomes a cash business instead of sort of a run rate business. Now, does that mean you can never take on clients where you're going to be the bank? Of course not. You absolutely can. But what I would try to do first is get them funded through a third-party company or pay in full. And if that didn't work for whatever reason, and a lot of this, by the way, is how you structure it and how you position it to be able to get people to do that. Because here's the thing, funding companies can offer way better payment plans than you can or should in your business. So it's all how you kind of position this. But now you're talking about cash, all right? Now, please understand, I am not making income and revenue claims. I am walking you through systems that I teach people, all right? And help them put these things in place so that they can get a business going to the level that they want. They have the strategies, they have the details that they need to be able to hit those bigger levels in their business. All right, so now so you can run a conversion events. One of the things I hear from coaches and consultants a lot around events is, Anne, I've tried running events and they're too exhausting to fill, and I can't get people to show up and all of those things. Well, this is why I love the VIP virtual event system, because it's completely different. It has an 80 to 90% show rate. And if you implement the things that I've been talking about, you don't need a lot of people in the room to have a $50,000 or $100,000 or even much higher virtual event. So let me just break down some numbers and show you really how this model looks. And this is, again, what I help people put in place. So let's say you want to have a $100,000 event. I like to call this a $100,000 day. It can be, because if you're closing the room on one day, right, you could have people buying in. And let's say you're selling something for $25,000. You only need to close 4 clients in that event. And remember, I said, if you're getting paid in full and you have that whole system in place, now you've got a $100,000 cash event. So this is really powerful. But here's the other cool thing. You don't need a lot of people in the room. It's not a volume method. It's a high level, high impact method. And so let's say your close ratio is 25% and you're going to be able to close those 4 clients. Well, then you need 16 people in the room. And if you want to have a much higher event, or maybe your close ratio is higher, you can see that with 20 or 24 people, you could have an amazing, amazing conversion event. So when you look at these kinds of numbers, it's much easier to get this number of people in the room than hundreds of people, right? And so this is the power. But the other thing that I love about VIP virtual events is they're really premium events. They are high touch, high level, and people are thrilled to come to those because they're kind of an honor for them to be able to get into the room and be in that room to learn what you are teaching. So it's super, super powerful. And again, there's a whole strategy behind it. There are a lot of nuances and details, but dialing this in is a game changer because it's going to give you that consistency in your business to be able to put in a system that you can use over and over again to have those bigger months that you have maybe been dreaming about, but haven't been able to consistently hit. The other thing is if you're not going to run events and you're only going to book calls, well, then you have to think about how many leads you need a month. Let's say you are generating 100 leads a month, and there's so many ways to generate leads. It's crazy. We've never had the opportunity to generate as many leads as we do today. And so there's so many ways you can speak, you can podcast, you can run events, you can just do outreach. You can run paid ads. I mean, again, there's so many ways. Leverage other people's audiences. These are all things that I help people do. But you want to generate leads. So let's say you generate 100 leads a month. Okay, you pull them into your ecosystem, and then you also want to have some ways that you get them to raise their hand. And again, these are all marketing pieces that I'm not going to go into today. But let's say 10% of these people book a call with you. Just book a call with you. All right. That means you're going to have 10 calls a month. So if you want to ramp this up, go to 200 leads and you can book 20 calls a month, right? But do you even need that? And this is, again, a simplified model. You may not even need sales teams. You can do calls yourself. So 200 leads to 20 calls. All right. And once you do this, now let's just say you close 25%. All right. If you close 25% of 10 calls, we're going to say 2.5. So we're going to say 2 to 3 people. So if you're closing 2 to 3 people at that $25,000 number and they're paying you in cash, right? You're getting paid in full. You are at $50,000 to $75,000 months. All right. If you are booking 20 calls and you're closing 25%, that means you're closing 5 people. And let's just say 25 people, you're at 125K months. So do you see how powerful this can be when you dial this in? So am I saying it's simple? It's a simplified system. Do you still have to put in effort and work? Of course, right? If you're going to have bigger paydays and bigger months, then it's still work. But here's the thing. You can create consistency in your business by implementing the things that I'm talking about. And for most people, they don't have consistency in their business because they're missing pieces. So they're missing gaps. Maybe it's the funding piece. Maybe it's the event piece, or they don't have any way, they're not doing enough conversion. Maybe they're not generating enough leads, or they're not generating the right leads. These are all pieces that have to be broken down and looked at, and then the gaps identified. Now, there's one other piece that I want to talk about that I haven't brought up yet, and that is when people are trying to scale, they tend to like start a course or develop a course or start a membership site. But I want to share with you some other ways that you can scale and grow, because I'm sure that you know by now you need recurring revenue, right? Now, I've showed you how to get into those big months with cash, but what about recurring revenue coming in month after month after month? Well, here's a different way that I teach my clients to build recurring revenue that is not exhausting and they don't have to have a lot of volume. And it is through partnerships. So here's an example of what this looks like. I am partnered with a company where we do actually LinkedIn marketing for people. I don't personally do it. I do help my clients get things structured, set up in the right way, so that when we put that system in place, it can work for them because it's going to now feed their business. But I don't do all of that. I have a team that actually runs that system for my ideal clients, right? And here's the thing, whether they buy it or they don't buy it, it doesn't matter to me. But there is recurring revenue that I can make. Even if I wanted to go out and just sell that system, I could, and I make recurring revenue off of that system. But I'm not running it. I don't have to do it. And I don't even have to really build the volume. It's a really natural fit to my business, because when my clients are working with me, that might be something that they want to implement. Now, in some of my programs, I include it, but in others, I don't. And so it really depends. But that is recurring revenue. So that's a way to build another revenue stream that's bringing in money month after month after month, right? So as long as people stay in that system, they're bringing in revenue. There are other things that you can add, other types of partnerships. It might be a CRM. It might be some sort of a VA service. There's lots of things that you can add to your business that don't require you, but they build back-end recurring revenue. So this is a different way of thinking from what most people are out there teaching. Most people are teaching low volume methods, funnel methods, build a course, run ads. Yes, you can do all of that. Those are great scale strategies if you want to do that. But you can build recurring revenue a lot of other ways that don't do all of that. So there's a lot of ways to grow and scale. This is just one way I like to teach people to do it, because they can build this in right away and they're not trying to create a course or get their funnels in place or things like that. They actually can just bolt this onto what they're already doing with clients. So what this looks like, for example, is, let's say you partner with a web developer and you're a business coach. And that web developer builds their website, and then that web developer hosts that website and does changes to that website every single month, or maybe SEO optimization every single month, and they're making money every month, and you are getting a piece of that. That's one example. Same thing with the CRM system. You put in a CRM system for your clients, and you're partnered with the company that does the CRM system, and you're getting a piece of the pie month after month after month for as long as they stay in the system. One of the things that we do is we help people who want to launch their podcast. And so again, I'm partnered. So we, month after month after month, as they're paying for that podcast, I'm getting a piece of that if they're using my team. So there's so many ways to build revenue into your business. And so I want to try to expand your thinking and your mind around what you could be doing. And it's not always about build a membership site and then build a course. And yes, you can do those things, absolutely. But there's other ways to build recurring revenue and more passive revenue into your business as well, where you don't really have to be out there being the person to market everything. And again, I think I said this at the beginning, I've paid a lot of money to really dial in what I teach people to do and what I do in my own business. And it has not been an easy road. And that's why I want to be the speed for you. I want to shortcut you. I have this heart. I believe you can build wealth with your business. And if you have been called to business, you've been called to bigger things. So listen, I hope this all makes sense to you. I hope this is something that excites you if you're seeing this for the first time and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I'm excellent at what I do. I should be getting paid more. I should have people, I don't want to say throwing money at you. That's not the way it really works in the world anymore, but you should have people really wanting to work with you because you are so great at what you do. I'm great at what I do. I know you are too. So you should get paid like the expert that you are. If you like what I've talked about, if this all makes sense, but you don't have these things in place and you want to really scale up your business and you want to do the things I'm talking about, book a call with me at acarden.com. And we will get on a call and we will sort of look at what you're doing and we'll identify the gaps that are holding you back and keeping you stuck from being able to do these things. And then we'll talk about how we can work together to really help you grow your business and make the money that you desire to make. So book a call at acarden.com. And I can't wait to talk to you, help you level up, help you power up your business, and just have a business that you absolutely love that is going to be making the money that you want. And I didn't talk about this, but give you a lot of freedom in your life. Okay, I hope you found this valuable. Book a call with me if you want some help to go to those new levels. Hi, friend. I have an exciting announcement. I hope you're enjoying this episode of Expert in You podcast, but I have to ask you, have you checked out the latest issue of Expert in You magazine yet? It's jam-packed with rich content, powerful strategies, inspiring stories, and so much more to help you elevate your business and personal growth. Don't miss out. Go grab your digital copy now and join our community of experts making a difference every day. Go to expertinyoumagazine.com and check out your digital copy today. Transform your expertise into success with Expert in You magazine. It's not just a publication, it is a movement.